Hello, welcome to Community Discussion on Sustainability. My name is Justin Borevitz. I'm here with Tim Montague of the Environmental Research Foundation, and this is our beta pilot show on a local discussion about sustainability. Tim, if you could tell us a little bit about what you do at the Environmental Research Foundation, and I understand you just got back from the U.S. Social Forum and a few ideas from there.
I did. I was just at a gathering of 10,000 activists from around the country and around the world, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. The Environmental Research Foundation is a resource center for environmental justice activists historically. We translate scientific information about the environment and human health for lay people so that they can better protect their environment from various assaults like landfills, incinerators, pesticides. And so we came out of the toxics movement starting in the early 80s. You would probably know about something like Love Canal, where they built a development on a toxic waste dump. And then, of course, the people living in that development started to develop all kinds of horrible diseases, cancer,
right,
etc. And
that's the point source pollution that we made a lot of progress in the past 20 years, and the legislation was written about and things like that.
Well, unfortunately, we really haven't made that much progress because
right?
For today, for example, in a state like New Jersey, we're still discovering literally 300 new toxic waste dumps every year. So the number of dumps that are being discovered vastly outnumbers the number of dumps that are getting cleaned up by things like the Superfund site. So our system of managing harm has been overwhelmed by our economic growth and our tendency to externalize costs to the environment and human health. So what we're doing now is we're developing new and better tools for communities to protect themselves and to actually prevent harm in the first place. Tools like the precautionary principle and the public trust doctrine.
So were those some of the issues that you heard about down at the Social Forum?
So I was at the United States Social Forum, which is part of the social forum movement worldwide. Mm-hmm. There have been a series of world social forums in places like Nairobi. And the social forums are an answer or a response to the World Economic Forums that have been happening since 1971. Right. And this is a people's movement to say to one another that we have an alternative perspective, that this isn't just about economic growth. For the well-being of society and for the environment and for human health, we have to take many other things into consideration. And so it's really an alternative movement, a people's movement, promoting human rights, social justice, peace, a safe environment, workers' rights, and a variety of other things. I mean, literally all kinds of alternative movements that you can imagine. The gender rights movement was very prevalent, I was aware of. The climate justice movement, which is part of the environmental justice movement, was very present. The native peoples movements from Canada and the US and Latin America were very present. So this is a now gathering voice, and it's very exciting that it has come to the US at a national level. There have been regional social forums. For example, in the Midwest here, we have a Midwest social forum that's been going on, I don't know, for the last 7 years, I believe, mostly in Milwaukee. And that's where I learned about the U.S. Social Forum last year when I went to the Midwest Social Forum. So it's a very exciting phenomenon.
So it's really a kind of experiment in participatory democracy to try to counteract the externalities that you were talking about before, that business and the way we measure economy is sort of borrowing from natural resources and from human resources, and this is the reaction to that. How do you measure the progress? Like, what do people take away from the meeting other than just expressing their concerns? And you were there probably talking about toxic sites and what you guys are doing to address them as well.
Well, it's a very good question about how do you measure success. The bottom line is we measure success in the health of our environment, the stability of our communities, the sustainability of our ecosystems. But in the